Good evening, and I have been thinking about doing this for the past time, and a lot of friends and colleagues have asked me to create, you know, video series about several lecture sections I do at the university. I serve as a lecturer of business policy and strategy, part-time lecturer at the University of Liberia. I also have worked with the Liberia Legislative Corporation as training senior manager for training development and also serve as focal person before for strategy and planning and also performance management. I also serve as the focal person in the past as the National Performance Management and Compliance focal person. So, and I've been privileged to advise, to serve as consultant, you know, over several years, providing some piece of advice to many of entities. So today I just thought about, sharing with a very key component in KPI data gathering, which is very key after you have designed all the strategic plan activities, after you have gone through your performance um, metrics, after you have established clear KPIs, clear targets, after you have identified your data custodians as well. It's important to also have a clear data gathering process map. So I'm going to take the next 5 to 10 minutes just to talk about the data gathering process map. This process map I have used over the period of time in reference to what I also learned from the KPI Institute. Uh, Looking at the key stages in data gathering. So it's very important to know that it is important to know that you have to be a very good communicator. So one of the first thing we start with is in the data gathering process, we have mapped that. Now, let us be clear on this. Based on your entity, based on the kind of people you work with, these days can be adjusted. You have to understand the terrain. In Liberia, we can most likely say uh, understand the as something would say the terrain management. So you have to understand the terrain you are working in. You have to understand the people you are dealing with. All right. You have to understand the timeline. You have to understand what it takes, or how long will it take to gather the data. If it becomes very frustrating, from my experience, it become very frustrating when you have given this schedule and it becomes so impossible, or some entities or some departments are so much when come up with they actually delay, and sometimes the delay is not from them. Sometimes some people just want to procrastinate their activities for no reason, but most of the time, because we people are not or maybe they don't want to prioritize these exercises, it becomes difficult to actually gather data on time. I experienced serving as the uh, corporate performance management focal person, and we had about 8 to 9 KPIs, and there are certain KPI owners, certain departments that we all of the time, or most likely most of the time, that data will come in very late. We will go after them, we will run behind them, we will sit with them, we will send several reminders. So you have to understand the theory, but yet then still you need to have a guideline. There'll always be some bottleneck to these processes, but it's good to have a clear guideline of what you how you intend to get out your process, how you intend to achieve your process, how you intend to make it work, how you intend to make it successful. So we say in this map, at the very beginning, we intend to send the data gathering email on the second working day of the month. And that second working day of the month, which means at the very beginning of the day, that email should go out to all KPI owners or KPI data custodian or data owners. Their email could be set automatically, it can be put on schedule, all look and all will automatically send it for you just in case you can forget. And data custodian will provide data on the third working day of the month. Now your entity can say, okay, we provide on the fifth working day of the month. So be it. But there should be a clear day, a color period for data submission. On the fourth day, we should generate report on the fourth working day of the month, which means the performance management team, based on the data they collect, they should be able to generate report. Now, some will say the time is too short. Some will say that the time is very, very short. But if you have a working template, if you have this data already uploaded into maybe an online template, automatically maybe into Power BI or Excel or Microsoft Access tool, and then to using to generate the report should be very, very simple. Now, the report should be communicated around the fourth working day of the month. It's a report should be communicated to all employees because all is important for all employees to see the corporate performance or how the corporation is performing. Now, also it's also good to remind employees of the report and the meeting. So it means that some it's good to even if you send out the report, it's good to send a follow-up email or a reminder email. All right, that hey, please check up your report, check up the report. If you have any feedback, you have any comment, you can send that. Now there should be a participatory meeting on the working day of the month to discuss maybe other key issues within the report. This meeting will be the KPI owners, data custodian, and other major stakeholders. On the non-working day, conduct a follow-up. The non-working day of the month, we're going to conduct a follow-up to see whether some of the issues that came up during the report, whether some actions have been taken, or whether the team is not taking any further actions on it. Now, if actions, if the team are given a chance to review and make adjustment on the 15th working day of the month, those adjustments or those actions recommended must be taken. And then the 16th day, the action must be reviewed, and then the action taken must be reviewed by all of the major stakeholders, including the MD, including all the directors or senior managers on the various actions taken. Now, if actions are not taken, then we must go back to the various departments to ensure that the actions are taken. If the action is successfully taken, then that's okay, that's a bravo to the team, and then the data gathering process can restart in the following month. Now, it's also important to know that if you have a well-trained team of data custodians where you are engaging all of the time, it makes it very easy for you to have these processes successfully working or implemented. Now, there will be data gathering templates. The clear templates must be defined, the clear templates must be reviewed, and the clear templates must be submitted. So, for example, there is a template here in display that talks about the various KPI and how they work. So you will see that you have uh, some KPIs. They will talk about number of employment, in brand strength, percent or job offer acceptance. All right, and these forms it tell you the frequency of collection. So when you see Q, it means quality. It's a quarterly collection and represent a monthly collection. And then the measure owner, the KPI measure owner name she must be there. The data custodian name must be there, and you have the variable month, all right, in which the KPI is being collected. It should be clear. Now there are so many other forms on the internet. There are so many ways you can redesign your form. So, but the key thing is that the KPI should be clearly stated. The some form will also include the targets as which the KPI is working towards. It's clearly stated there. There are other details that can be added on the form, but it's good to keep it very, very simple to work with. Now, another tool to reference is the KPI documentation tool that gives a detailed definition of every KPI. That in the data collection process is good that this reference document is with the MA team or the data collection team, and also the data custodian and KPI owner should also be very familiar with the KPI documentation. This documentation must be prepared during the design stage, of the KPI definition and other activities. Is important to know that. Another key important thing to also look at is to ensure that you have a successful always try to meet with your KPI data custodian in person. Face-to-face meeting is very, 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 very important. It's also good to know that it's good to involve the data custodian in all of the practices. All right. It's good to also always send the emails and reminder emails. Now, after the KPI activation, it's important to always ensure that the guys understand that this is an ongoing process. All right, and this process will go on through all of the KPI throughout the year to ensure that management is successfully collecting KPIs that are referencing major targets and targets that are important for management to review all of the time that they are meeting the objective, of the strategic plan. So this is just a short video. I'm gonna be doing more of this. There are so many things to talk about. I'm gonna do more of this, and I hope that we can be able to sit and share the kind of idea consistently. Thank you.